Welcome to the GameChanger Awards. I am Be Steadwell. I want you to try and sing this part with me. And if that's too low, you can do. If you want to go lower, you can do. That's really low. Whether you're good at singing or not, sing along, it's fun. Just get out of your comfort zone, maybe move your shoulders a little bit. This is the GameChanger Awards, all right? Just let go, have fun. When I lay my head at night, I say your name. I pray you'll find me somewhere in your colorful dreams. 'Cause I can't sleep, I won't sleep. 'Cause love was a lullaby, like a river you would carry me to sunrise. Like a boat in the river song, hold me till the stars are gone. Love was a lullaby, like a blanket tuck me in at night. Like an ancient spirit song, when you wake you know you'll be home. When I lay, I don't know what's wrong with me. I say your name, but I can't think and I can't breathe. You used to bring the best things out about me. Now when I wake, I just hear myself shouting. How did this happen? How did we get here? This was my dream, now it's all a nightmare. Don't wanna let you go, don't wanna break us up. I wanna wake, I wanna wake up. Sing it with me.
Wow, Be Steadwell, what an amazing way to open this celebration. Thank you so much for sharing your beautiful voice with us. And thanks to all of you for joining Family Values at Work to celebrate our extraordinary game changers. I'm Wendy Chun-Hoon, Executive Director of this network. I hope some of you got dressed up. Others, I know you're in your pajamas, that's okay. If I'm lucky, I get to do this without my 4-year-old dangling around my neck. None of us anticipated the challenges that have barreled into us this year. But once they did, Our network did what we do best. We put our heads together, we figured out a new way to work, we created new forms of organizing that have powered some incredible results. I thought I knew all that we'd accomplished, and then I saw the videos and the lists of wins from our member groups. Wait till you see the results here over the next hour. I'm so excited you'll meet our awardees. They're fabulous. You get to hear another song by Be and music by other performers, including some of our wonderful kids. And you're gonna hear our badass keynote speaker, Roxane Gay. I want to say thank you to each of these enormously talented individuals. And thanks also to our sponsors. Your support allows us to do this work. Above all, I want to thank our leaders and our partners. You may think that you're not visible to us because you're here by Zoom, but let me tell each and every one of you, we see you, we value you, we appreciate everything you're doing to promote racial and gender justice, to create a new care economy where everyone's work is valued, where we all have time to rest, to heal, to provide care, to love, and to thrive. Because of you, we are on the doorstep of transformative change. I am so proud to be part of this movement with you.
Hi, my name is Annabelle Santiago, and I'm the grassroots coordinator with the Coalition for Social Justice in Massachusetts and a board member of Family Values at Work. I'm so proud to present the Policy Champion Award to Rep. Ayanna Pressley. We nominate Rep. Pressley for her commitment to paid family and medical leave as a key driver of racial and gender justice. She understands the role of grassroots organizations like ours, founded to bring together people affected by and concerned about poverty to fight for economic opportunity. We had her backing when we led the successful fight for paid leave in Massachusetts, and now as we continue to fight for an inclusive and permanent paid leave policy at the federal level. Rep. Pressley is deeply aware that communities like ours have been largely excluded from the economic benefits of our current system, and she knows that effective federal policy must listen and be accessible to those who need paid leave the most. Rep. Pressley has been a huge champion in the U.S. Congress. She has co-sponsored the Family Act and been a big supporter of the Paid Leave for All campaign. During this pandemic, she has joined other leaders, Representative Rosa DeLauro and U.S. Senators Patty Murray and Senator Kirsten Gillibrand to introduce the Paid Leave Act. This is a comprehensive bill that will ensure access to emergency paid sick days and paid family and medical leave for all, including workers and businesses most at risk during this COVID-19 pandemic and future public health emergencies. It is my honor to introduce Family Values at Work 2020 Policy Champion, U.S. Representative Ayanna Pressley. Thank you for all of your work to fight for all working families.
Good evening, and thank you to Family Values at Work and the Coalition for Social Justice in Massachusetts for this incredible award and recognition. It has truly been my honor to fight with you and to fight alongside you. Such incredible organizers, table shakers, and community builders working day in and day out in pursuit of economic, racial, and gender justice for workers everywhere. Because the enactment of family-friendly policies, the right to paid sick days and family leave protections are issues of economic and racial justice, period. But for too long, workers, predominantly Black and brown women supporting their families and households, have been forced to make impossible, really unjust choices to make ends meet. And the COVID-19 pandemic has made it all but impossible to ignore the fact that the status quo was fundamentally unjust, inadequate to begin with. Now, as this pandemic continues to wreak havoc on our most vulnerable communities, we must be vigilant and unapologetic in our demands to center workers and families and refuse any attempt to return, quote unquote, to normal. We refuse to go back. We will not go back to a normal where workers have to choose between earning a paycheck or staying home because they need to care for an ill child or a loved one. We refuse to go back to a normal where essential workers are forced to subject themselves to unsafe and dangerous working conditions just to keep the lights on and a roof over their heads. No more. So I was proud to join my friend and sister in service, Representative Rosa DeLauro, in introducing the Paid Leave Act, because quite frankly, it's about damn time. It's about time that we give our nation's workers the protections and the support that they've earned, that they deserve. So I'm grateful for this recognition. I look forward to staying in this fight alongside you, and I'll see you on the front lines. Thank you.
Hello, I'm AFL-CIO Secretary-Treasurer Liz Schuler. I look forward to this event every year, and to Wendy, Ellen, Carol, and all of the dedicated staff of Family Values at Work, you are real game changers yourselves. And this year, we're not able to celebrate our honorees in person as we normally do at our House of Labor on Black Lives Matter Plaza, including one of our proud affiliate unions, the American Federation of Government Employees and National Treasury Employees Union. But the awards have never been more important. All the mobilizing and tireless advocacy and the policies we champion, like earned sick days and family and medical leave insurance, have never been more critical as we are fighting through COVID-19. And over the past year, despite all of the challenges we faced, working people have shown us the power we can galvanize when we stand together. A big share of this power is coming from women who are disproportionately juggling their jobs and childcare and responsibilities at home amid a pandemic. But let's be real, this is nothing new. COVID-19 is just highlighting a problem America has never fixed. And the labor movement knows what families really value. What families really need is paid time off, whether it's for yourself, a loved one, or a family member who needs care. And together, we won't stop until family-friendly policies are a reality for every worker everywhere. So let's keep fighting and racking up those wins state by state until we win the future we deserve. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Andrea Peluso, Executive Director of Family Forward Oregon. The Family Values at Work Network has been critical to helping us build a movement across states while also shaping and building momentum for federal policy change. What I love is watching the learning that our network inspires. Every new or improved program that we win expands on what's happened before and serves as a model for the kind of inclusive policies we want to see cover everyone in the United States. This year, in the face of the COVID-19 pandemic, our network built on the work that we've done before to mobilize support for working families as we faced this extraordinary health and economic crisis together. From fighting for emergency paid sick days laws and expansion of existing policies to providing Know Your Rights, education, and resources to workers and small business owners, to winning a paid leave ballot initiative in Colorado, our state coalitions used creative strategies to help working families meet this moment. We also continued to ensure that our existing leave laws and emergency federal legislation were accessible to as many people as possible during this pandemic. Our 2020 timeline of wins celebrates these wonderful accomplishments.
Washington State launched its new paid family and medical leave program just this last January. Already, over 100,000 workers and their families have benefited. And the lessons we've learned here in Washington are helping other states launch their own programs and will hopefully pave the way for a comprehensive and equitable federal program in the very near future.
Hi, I'm Jenya Cassidy, and I'm with the California Work and Family Coalition. It took over 10 years, but we did it.
Woo!
Yeah. We won job protection for 6 million more California workers when they take leave to bond with a new child, care for a seriously ill family member, or care for themselves, and we're happy.
My name is Ashley Pinelli. I'm the Associate State Director at 9 to 5 Colorado. This year, we had some incredible wins in Colorado. We passed one of the most progressive paid sick time laws in the country at the state legislature. We successfully defeated a private insurance mandate for paid family and medical leave. And most notably, we are the 10th state in the country, including DC, to win a 12-week paid family and medical leave program, and the first state to do it at the ballot.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Carol Joyner with the Labor Project and Family Values at Work, and we are thrilled to be here with you tonight to celebrate all of our game changers. We're especially excited to celebrate the work of the American Federation of Government Employees and the National Treasury Employees Union. Now, just 2 months ago, on October 1st, 2 million federal workers received a new benefit: paid parental leave. This meant that they no longer had to choose between the health of their families and their paychecks. It also meant that we now have a national standard in this country, something for all of us to build on, to fight for. Now, the NTEU and the AFGE, as they are commonly known, have been around since the 1930s, fighting for workers' rights, professionalizing public sector work, turning low-wage jobs into middle-class jobs. They are our census takers, food service workers, transportation, TSA. They do so much work for this country, and they've always done it with a deep commitment to public service. When they passed the Federal Employees Paid Leave Act, it meant that the federal workers now had access to 12 weeks of paid parental leave for both men and women, which means that built into this policy, there is gender equity. It also means that thousands of babies all over the country will be born with a healthy and loving start. It is for these reasons, fighting for our rights, fighting for paid family and medical leave, and fighting for our children, that we consider AFGE and NTEU our labor champions. We are so proud to stand with you.
Thank you. And what an honor it is for NTEU to be recognized by a coalition advocating for family-friendly workplace policies, like paid parental leave. I am very, very proud to share this award with all of our members who have persevered over 20 years and fought for this historic benefit. It's hard to believe that NTEU first endorsed Representative Maloney's paid parental leave legislation back in 2000, and we fought ever since to make it a reality. I'm also happy to share this moment with AFGE, who we have worked closely with on this effort and so many others. Over the years, NTEU has secured many gains for the federal employees we represent. But as the father of 4, this one is certainly dear to my heart. For far too long, federal employees scrambled to find enough sick or annual or unpaid leave to spend a few precious weeks with their new children. Even worse, many were forced to make the heartbreaking decision of returning to work before they were ready because they needed the paycheck. Not anymore. Right now, there are federal employees at home on leave, navigating the joy and sleepless nights of life with a newborn. Others have selflessly opened their homes to foster or adopt. And for the first time, none of them are worried about rushing back to work because they can't afford to stay home. Paid parental leave changed the world for these families, and NTEU is proud to have helped pass it into law. You know, when we sent a message to our members announcing the great news, we received quite a few messages of gratitude and even a few baby pictures. But here is what I was not expecting. The absolute outpouring of thanks from NTEU members who have already raised their children and for whom this benefit doesn't apply. Their words are a testament to their belief that we must leave the workplace better than how we came to it. Even if many of us missed out on the chance to use it, we can all celebrate the victory that will impact federal employees for generations to come. So thank you again for your important advocacy on behalf of working families and for recognizing this monumental achievement.
My name is Everett Kelly, and I'm the National President of the American Federation of Government Employees, AFL-CIO, otherwise known as AFGE. On behalf of the 700,000 federal and District of Columbia workers that our union represents, I want to thank Families at Work for this Labor Champion Game Changers Award. Let me tell you, federal employees needed a game changer after 4 years of Donald J. Trump's administration. There was a lot of attention paid to the fact that Trump viewed the federal workforce as part of some kind of deep state, and he tried mightily to undermine the integrity of the civil service. He tried to wreck so many agencies by valuing political loyalty over technical competence. But what is less known is what he tried to do and did do to federal employees' union rights. He tried and he used the power of the presidency to issue a large number of executive orders to do things that Congress would never have let him do. And now that people have spoken and voted to replace him and his corrupt and vicious administration with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, we can see our way to a better future now. While the election was the game changer that we prayed for and worked so hard to produce, all the damage that he did will not simply disappear if all those executive orders are revoked and Joe Biden is sitting in the Oval Office. So we really have our work cut out for us. But first, we need to tackle the coronavirus. That needs to be job number one because people are still getting sick and dying from this virus. The pandemic has been a real-world example of how so much of the government's work can and should be performed in a way that supports families. While federal employees are fortunate to have paid sick leave and paid annual leave, and last year, after many years, finally obtained paid parental leave, the pandemic exposed the shortcomings in government support for federal employees with families to care for. Before the pandemic, the administration was taking away from federal employees the right to telework. Now telework has been proven to be a lifeline not only for federal employees, but for federal agencies and the citizens who rely on us for service. Flexible hours, flexibility with regards to where work is performed, COVID-saved workspaces, paid leave to take care of family members who are sick. All of these issues can and should be subject for collective bargaining. And now that we're rid of Trump, I'm hopeful that soon we will be at the table working out good solutions to all of these issues. And I know that the Family at Work Network will be right at our side, helping us and other unions and all workers to gain benefits from workers that allow them to take care of their families even as they adapt to workplace requirements. Again, I thank you for this recognition. And on behalf of the members of AFGE, we will continue to fight for our members and all American workers to have all the job security and compensation that they need and that they deserve, not only during this pandemic, but well into the future. So thank you for this opportunity to speak to you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Good night, sweetheart.
Time for your favorite book.
If you give a mouse a sick day, he'll want 9 more with rollover potential. If you give the mouse rollover potential, he's just going to want paid family leave.
I don't think that's how it goes.
Shh. It is now. And if you give him paid family leave, he's going to want to include taking care of his cheesy old grandpa mouse. And if you give that greedy little mouse benefits, he's going to want to take a lunch break.
Wasn't this book about cookies?
Yeah. If you give that lazy government teat-sucking mouse a cookie break, then he's just going to want a snack cabinet to escape from the drudgery of the rat race. And if you give that irresponsible, non-bootstrapping mouse the snack cabinet, then all the mice in his state will want a snack cabinet. Then all the mice in the country will want a snack cabinet. Then before you know it, our entire country has a mouse problem.
If you give every mouse a snack cabinet, they'll demand safe working conditions so they don't get their ugly little tails caught in factory gears, and then they'll demand workers' comp.
If you give them workers' comp, then they'll have the time and means to realize that capitalism is built on cheap, disposable, exploitable labor.
Well, it's past my bedtime, so I'm just gonna, go to sleep now.
If they realize capitalism is built on cheap, disposable, exploitable labor, they'll organize the other mouse into a labor union and take away your profits from your investors, and then we won't be able to buy you cute little books like this!
So the next time that your nanny asks, you can tell her that this is why she can never, ever take a sick day.
Profits over people, sweetie!
Can we just read something else?
Fat Cat in the Hat?
The Taking Tree.
Oh, I know. Atlas Shrugged. My favorite!
Hey, what do we need? Paid leave for all. It's time to care for those who care for us. We need paid leave for all. Those who love us and make a fuss. We need paid leave for all. We all get born, get sick, get hurt, need care. We need someone who loves us there. The doctor says you're gonna have to stay. We need a loved one to we're okay. It's not just kids who need care now and then. It's grandma, grandpa, uncle Ben, my grandma, our dad, my baby brother, my mom's partner. Those who care for us take care themselves. Who's gonna help them? Magic elves? It's time to care for those who care for us. We need paid leave for all. Those who love us and make a fuss. We need paid leave for all. Time to care for those who care for us. We need paid leave for all. Those who love us and make a fuss. We need paid leave for all. They say family comes first. Family is key. Why make us choose whether or not to be present when a loved one cries out for you? People deserve life and a livelihood too. So listen to us. We know what we need. Politicians, please take heed. Kids may not vote, we know that's true, but the people who love us, they all do. Paid leave for all saves people's jobs. Paid leave for all saves people's lives. Paid leave for all saves people's jobs. Paid leave for all saves people's lives. It's time to care for those who care for us. We need paid leave for all. Those who love us and make a fuss. We need paid leave for all. Time to care for those who care for us. We need paid leave for all. Those who love us and make a fuss. We need paid leave for all. We need paid leave. We need paid leave for all. We need paid leave, paid leave. So make the call. We need paid leave. We need paid leave for all. We need paid leave. So make the call.
Hi everyone, I'm Dre Chidiwa, Florida State Director for 9 to 5 Colorado, and I'm delighted to present the 2020 Business Champion Award to Good Business Colorado. 9 to 5 Colorado and our partners have been fighting for a decade to win paid family and medical leave. Our opponents tried to frame this as a choice between workers and business interests, but they failed miserably, in large part because of Good Business Colorado. The group organized over 200 local businesses to sign on in support of the Colorado Family Act and trained dozens of their members to be spokespeople for paid leave. Their members were instrumental in helping to shape the policy, speak to media, testify at the Capitol, and support the successful ballot initiative, among other things. Thanks to Good Business Colorado, voters understood that small business owners support paid leave because it's good for their staff and good for their community, and that makes it good for their own bottom line. Good Business Colorado is an organization we can confidently say held the line and our values in all of their work to make sure this policy supported women of color and others most impacted by this issue. It's a pleasure to work with this group and to present this award to their director, Deborah Brown. We are sending so much love and gratitude to you and your organization. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Deborah Brown. I'm with Good Business Colorado. We're an organization of business owners advocating for a prosperous economy, equitable communities, and a sustainable environment. We got our start with the Amendment 70 campaign to raise the Colorado minimum wage to $12 by 2020. And after that great victory, I heard from a lot of business owners that were asking, what are we going to do next? What's the next campaign we can work on? We don't want to stop working together. And I think for a lot of them, not only did they take tremendous pride in being part of the victory, but to be a part of a community in which fellow business owners that shared their values, they had a lot of appreciation for that. So when 9 to 5 Colorado came to us to get involved with the campaign to win paid family and medical leave, my members were very enthusiastic. And I must say, it's a little strange to be getting an award for fighting for something that is so clearly in our self-interest. Because our businesses know that we are only as strong as our employees are happy and healthy, and that the strength of our communities overall is really what helps our businesses to thrive for the long haul. We also know that paid family and medical leave is something that is such a win-win for workers and businesses alike. When employees are able to take the time they need to care for themselves and their loved ones, they're more loyal, more productive, and together we thrive. So we know that in November, when we win on Prop 118, that this is not the end, but just the next step in a journey where Good Business Colorado will continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with 9 to 5 and family values at work to fight for the policies that strengthen our communities, that provide our employees with the supports they need to live dignified and sustainable lives, and for our businesses to be able to thrive and to compete with large corporations and to be able to treat their employees in the way that they treat their family and themselves. So thank you so much, 9 to 5 Colorado, for this tremendous honor, and thank you so much, Family Values at Work.
Hi, my name is Erica Washington. I am the Executive Director of Make It Work Nevada and Make It Work Nevada Education Fund. I also have the honor of serving as Board Chair for Family Values at Work. I have been in this position for a little over a year, and what a year it's been. What has this year taught us? I know it's taught me that we are all so much closer to the margins than we'd like to think. It's also taught me that we can't do any of this work without each other, and not just in the state of Nevada, but across this country and across the world. Movement building requires all of us, because we all deserve paid family leave. We all deserve affordable childcare. We all deserve paid sick days and the opportunity to take care of our families and take care of our friends. We won't be able to continue this fight alone. We must do it together. We must hold each other's hands, sort of, social distancing like. But we certainly can hold each other in our hearts, right? I think we can do it. I think we can do it together. And that'll show exactly where our values lie when our family values work. Thank you.
My name is Salonda Benton with the Florida Black Women's Roundtable. Although I'm sitting here looking at how my table that I would prepare for Thanksgiving, knowing that a lot of people would not be able to have their families with them because of the COVID-19 here in Florida. But I would like to report the work that we were able to do here on the 2020 building coalitions with other coalition partners to expand the conversation around paid leave for all. We were able to make sure that we have bulletin boards in target cities. We were able to have town hall meetings. Our Black Youth Vote did videos and Instagram reaching out to their young peers and making sure that they understood the issues as they went to the poll. We are excited about what we are going to do here in the state of Florida and making sure that this conversation is not going silent going into the 2022 elections. A lot of people did not realize or didn't know about paid leave. We were able to educate thousands of people on it and introduce the issue to them, which is a safety net that's very important here, especially around this COVID-19 pandemic. We need to make sure that we continue this conversation through our holidays and beyond the New Year's, that everyone deserves paid leave for all.
Hi. My name is Aisha Wells, and I'm the Paid Family Leave Organizer for Mothering Justice. Mothering Justice is a social justice nonprofit that advocates for mothers of color through policy change. We are equipping and empowering the next generation of mothers. This year, State Senator Erica Geis introduced the Emergency Paid Sick Leave Bill that covers pandemics, natural disasters, the gold standard of family, and domestic violence, as we have seen has risen since the pandemic began. Secondly, we launched the Michigan Paid Leave for All campaign and coalition. Mother and Justice, along with the Michigan Paid Leave for All coalition, has been working diligently to change this policy for the state and federal. We are honored to be fighting for our community and look forward to passing this law and many more in the near future. Thank you so much. Peace, y'all.
I'm Bridget Arduini, a scientist and a citizen action volunteer. I'm so proud that the New York statewide Paid Leave Coalition won 2 new policies this year, the first state emergency COVID paid leave policy in the country, and a strong, permanent, statewide paid sick days policy that begins January 1st, 2021. In New York, workers are leading.
Hola, this is Anna with Workers Defense. Our members are making powerful demands and making powerful change for our community of essential immigrant and undocumented workers, and they deserve to be celebrated. The Senate excluded many low-wage and immigrant workers from relief, but that didn't stop us. We provided over $1 million in direct financial mutual aid assistance to more than 1,800 immigrant undocumented families throughout Texas, and worked with the city of Austin and Houston to provide over $30 million of emergency funds for those that were left out of the CARES Act. We have been fighting for the last 10 years alongside our members, and I am so proud to be in this fight with them and with all of you.
Layoffs and shutdowns, and even going back to work. The COVID-19 pandemic has created uncertainty for Rhode Island workers and their families. We created Know Your Rights materials and webinars to help guide workers through the back-to-work landscape. As a result of these materials, the governor and state leaders have agreed to create Know Your Rights materials for all Rhode Islanders.
Hi, it's Be Steadwell again. I want to thank everyone at Family Values at Work for all the awesome, incredible, heroic stuff you're doing. And I hope that you keep going, and I hope you get all the support you need. I would like to introduce this next piece. This is a song I wrote called Sometimes, along with a music video that I directed. It's basically a collection of home videos by people who are in love. Queer people, gender nonconforming people, all kinds of weirdos and marginalized folks. And it's my hope in this video is to privilege those voices that are usually silenced. And yeah, again, I want to thank y'all for doing that in your way. So I hope you enjoy it. This is Sometimes. Sometimes you don't feel like a girl. Sometimes you don't feel like a woman. Most days you just feel like a boy. Most days you just feel like an alien. I wanna give you rings till your fingers can't bend. Wanna weave 1,000 bracelets for my best friend. I wanna set you up in a house in the Bay. I wanna frame and hang a picture of this someday. I don't have to call you girlfriend. You don't gotta be my wife. Maybe you could be my comrade, be my teammate for life. Maybe we don't have a format of what we dream of, but we could just be you and me. We could just be in love. Oh, some days I think we'll stay broke. Some days I think that we'll thrive. Ooh, sometimes I hate how we're living. Most days I feel rich by your side. Sometimes I don't wanna have kids. And some days I wish that we could. Maybe we could just be aunties and love our little babies so good. I don't have to call you girlfriend. You don't gotta be my wife. Maybe you could be my comrade, be my teammate for life. Maybe we don't have a format of what we dream of, but we could just be you and me. We could just be in love. Just to love without the words to define. But maybe you and me could get by. Somehow I think we'll be fine.
Hello, I'm Erica Clemens-Dean, Organizing Director of the New Georgia Project and proud member of the Family Values at Work Board. I have the honor of introducing our Community Partner Awardee, United Methodist Women. This national network of 800,000 women in the United Methodist Church educate and organize around issues central to human dignity and well-being, including economic, gender, and racial justice. We are honoring United Methodist Women for the outstanding work they have done to promote a national paid family and medical leave program through their Living Wage campaign. They understood that people need a decent wage and need to know they won't lose that pay or their job because they're caring for a loved one or following doctor's orders. United Methodist Women have been enthusiastic promoters of the 0 Weeks documentary, coordinating screenings in more than 60 congregations to involve members as activists in our movement. When the pandemic hit, they didn't give up on this project, but shifted seamlessly to digital screenings. We are grateful to have this powerful community of faith as our partner in our work to build the just economy we all need. Thank you, United Methodist Women.
Greetings, friends. It's such an honor to accept this 2020 GameChanger Award on behalf of hundreds of thousands of United Methodist Women members across the country. United Methodist Women is committed to turning faith, hope, and love into action on behalf of women, children, and youth in our own communities, in our nation, and around the world. We're concerned about COVID-19 and the impact on economic injustice. These times are so challenging. Not only has COVID-19 taken the lives of more than 225,000 Americans, leaving families to mourn their losses, it has also hit Black families, Hispanic families, immigrant families, and other families of color the hardest, robbing primary caretakers and wage earners from the families that need them most. COVID-19 is hurting women, children, and youth. And it has also laid bare the economic realities that are at the heart of the paid family and medical leave and living wage campaign. What we call essential workers, are asked to continue working every day in fields, homes, supermarkets, factories, medical facilities, risking their lives without paid sick leave or even a living wage. United Methodist Women has been concerned about economic justice for a long time, and in 2015 we decided that it deserved even more focus because the inequities in this area wreak havoc on the lives of low-income women and their family. I'm thankful for the United Methodist Women members who engaged in the Paid Family and Medical Leave campaign, contacting state and federal elected representatives and raising awareness of the importance of these matters. I want to give thanks to our own Carol Barton, my staff colleague who led the work on this issue. And I'd be remiss if I didn't acknowledge United Methodist Women's invaluable partners, including Family Values at Work and our own national mission institutions who work with persons experiencing poverty every day, especially the Moore Community House in Biloxi, Mississippi, whose Women in Construction program helps low-income women, most of them single mothers, make their way into high-paying construction jobs, and whose executive director, Carol Burnett, connected us with the campaign. Again, I thank you for this award. I receive it with humility and thanks, and joining my prayers with yours that our nation will not close its eyes to what COVID has revealed, and that we will continue to engage in effective work for paid family, medical leave, living wage, and access to health care for all. Thank you very much.
Being a part of the Workers Advisory Group with Family Values Network has been such an uplifting experience. We use our voices and our testimonies of triumph to help create change and make new laws. We are demanding our elected officials to actually listen to us and hear us instead of incorporating lobbyists. We want them to pass paid leave that actually reaches everyone.
Hi everyone, my name is Danielle Atkinson. I am the Vice Chair of Family Values at Work and the Executive Director of Mothering Justice. I am so excited to be with you guys virtually for the 2020 GameChanger Award, and I have the distinct honor of thanking the sponsors. I just want to take a second to say thank you so much to everyone who has contributed to this and allowed this to become possible. Your donations and contributions help the network as we are developing the next generation of leaders on paid leave and paid sick days and childcare issues. I also want to give you all the opportunity to join in and donate to Family Values at Work and Game Changers, and you can also be a part of the change for our future. So if you just want to follow the instructions below or above and give generously, we will appreciate every dollar and promise to make good use of it. Thanks so much.
Have you ever met someone and felt their passion, goodness, and decency with just one glance at their face? That's what it was like when I met Tameka Henry. Tameka is one of our ride or dies. As a founding ambassador with Make It Work Nevada, in 2016, she jumped in with both feet in our quest for racial, economic, and reproductive justice. Tameka's been an essential part of our fight for paid sick days and paid family leave. As a caregiver to her husband and mother of four, Tameka has frequently had to choose between going to work or caring for her family, a decision that we know is impossible to make and one that Tameka is committed to ensuring no one has to make again. Her activism has garnered her national attention as a member of the Worker Advisory Group with the Paid Leave for All campaign. In 2019, this group traveled to Washington, D.C. to testify before Congress. Tameka astonished legislators by quantifying her losses because of the lack of paid family leave in this country, dashing the falsehoods and misnomers that opponents of paid family leave perpetuate year after year. Tameka's community activism far predates her time with us here at Make It Work Nevada. She is a founding member of Rise Up Nevada, a coalition of parents advocating for school improvements and increased parental involvement. She's also a member of the Region 9 Head Start Association. Her passion for children runs deep, as she fervently believes that every child deserves a quality education. It's no surprise she chose to pursue elected office as a member of the Clark County School Board of Trustees. All this, and she still manages to be a wife, a mother, and a community pillar, a stalwart for a world where Black women and families can live full, whole, thriving lives. I can think of no one more deserving of the Worker Activist Award than our ambassador and my good friend, Tameka Henry.
Thank you so much. I am so honored and humbled to be receiving this award. Family Values at Work, I really want to thank you for all that you do. I also want to say thank you to my squad at Make It Work Nevada. We work so hard here within our state, and it is such an honor to work alongside other organizations who are continuing this work. I really want to dedicate this award to my family. They have been so resilient throughout the years with everything that we have been going through. And also I want to dedicate this award to my husband. This fight is for you. This work is for you. But not only you, for all of the millions of families who are in need of paid family medical leave for all. So again, I really want to thank you all for this award and this honor. And the work doesn't stop. It must continue. And I'm here on the ground with you all. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Anna Pardo, co-director of the Workers' Rights Project of the North Carolina Justice Center and proud Family Values at Work board member. Our next speaker is a prolific author, cultural critic, and feminist thought leader whose acclaimed works have been a breath of fresh air for women everywhere. Roxane Gay has been described as a courageous storyteller whose writing guides us back to ourselves while tackling subjects from body shaming to rape culture to national politics. Roxane's perspective is deeply intersectional and asserts that our struggles with white supremacy, heteronormativity, sexism, ableism, and patriarchy are necessarily intertwined. Taken as a whole, her work shows us what it is to claim and reclaim our humanity in a system that endlessly seeks to dehumanize us. Humanity is at the center of all of our efforts within the Family Values at Work network. The right to care for and provide for our loved ones, to welcome our children into the world, to define our own families, to be there for our elders as they transition to join the ancestors, and to do all of these things with dignity is the root of everything that we're fighting for. In so many ways, Roxane is the embodiment of these values, and we're so grateful that she's joining us today to share her perspective. It's my immense pleasure to introduce the keynote speaker for the 2020 GameChanger Awards, Roxane Gay.
It is a real pleasure to be here this evening at the Family Values at Work GameChanger Awards. Though, of course, this is not how we expected to gather together, but apart. First, I want to take a moment to recognize this year's awardees. Tameka Henry of the Make It Work Nevada and Worker Advisor for the Paid Leave for All campaign, Good Business Colorado, United Methodist Women, the National Treasury Employees Union and American Federation of Government Employees, and of course, Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley. These people and organizations have worked to make sure that people can both have families and professional lives by advocating for the kinds of policies that will make it possible for this to happen: paid leave and affordable childcare. This shouldn't be remarkable because these things should be the rights that every person enjoys, but in this world that we live in, it very much is, and so I congratulate all of you. I have been thinking quite a lot about this world, how it should be and how it is, because this is an election year, one where the United States had to make a decision about the kind of country it wants to be. The election is now over. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris will be the next president and vice president of the United States. And though the current president refuses to concede, most of us are trying to trust that democracy will not fail us once again. One thing we know for sure is that Black and brown women were critical in securing the Biden presidency. It would be easy to offer some pithy, shallow words here about how women of color always get the job done and so on. But I don't want to do that. It's exhausting, this idea that women of color are only ever invested in saving humanity from itself rather than acting in our own best interests and also supporting our communities. Over the past several years, we have seen the rise of this narrative that Black women will save the day, have CAPE will solve everyone's problems. This narrative is the most tepid and useless form of reparations, a bland acknowledgement of the community work Black women and women of color have always done, without actually centering us, without centering the organizations and networks we create, without centering the movements we build. But all around us, Black and brown women are building movements. We don't need to wait for other people to center us because we can and do center ourselves without making our work only about ourselves. I am thinking about Stacey Abrams and Fair Fight, the organization she created to combat voter suppression not only in her home state of Georgia, but across the country. Because of her efforts, alongside many other organizers and activists, 2 Senate races are going to a runoff, giving the Democrats an opportunity to regain the Senate majority. In Missouri, Cori Bush is the first Black woman elected to Congress from her state. During the Ferguson protests in 2014, she helped to set up a crisis response team to support those protesters. Before long, she was a prominent voice in Black Lives Matter. She ran unsuccessfully in 2016, but she was undeterred, and now she's going to Washington to advocate for St. Louis and her lifelong home of Missouri, to advocate for Black lives. In Arizona, activist Allie Young led Navajo voters to the polls in her Ride to the Polls campaign, which allowed young Navajo to connect with their history, their heritage, and to cast their votes. All around us, the work is happening every single day. But we're living in 2 countries right now. In one country, people are willing to grapple with our problems and willing to face racism and bigotry. We acknowledge that women have a right to bodily autonomy, that every American has a right to vote and the right to health care and the right to a fair living wage and fair working conditions. We understand that this is a country of abundance and that the only reason economic disparity exists is because of a continued government refusal to tax the wealthy proportionally. The other United States is committed to defending white supremacy at all costs. They are the people who believe in QAnon conspiracy theories and take Trump's misinformation as gospel. They are the people who subscribe to Trump's ideologies even though they are actively working against their own interests. They see America as a country of scarcity, where there will never be enough of anything to go around. And so it's every man and woman for themselves. They are not concerned with the collective, because their American way is to believe any success they achieve by virtue of white privilege is actually by virtue of meritocracy. They see equity as oppression. They're so terrified, in fact, that as the final votes were being counted in Detroit, Michigan, a group of these so-called Americans swarmed the venue shouting, "Stop the count." Meanwhile, in Arizona, a similar group swarmed the vote-counting venue shouting, "Count the votes." In this America, its citizens only believe in democracy that serves their interests. I don't know how we move forward or how we divide these 2 countries or if that is even work we should be doing. At the same time, the past 4 years have energized me in unexpected ways. They have moved me further left from the comfort of the center. I have become more active and engaged in my community. I find my socio-political stances changing toward real progressive values. I am not the same woman I was, and I am grateful for that, even if I hate what brought me and so many others to this point. What I do know is that change is possible. We simply have to make the rooms in our lives and in our communities for that change to happen. For so much of the interminable 2020 election cycle, many of us wanted anyone but Trump as president because literally anyone but Trump would have been an improvement. The bar he set was subterranean. As the Democratic field narrowed, there was time to consider who might best serve our country, but even as we found our preferred candidates, it was clear that getting Trump out of office would only be the beginning of the work. That's where things stand today. The state of this country will improve when Joe Biden is inaugurated as the 46th President of the United States, but a great many things for a great many people will stay exactly the same unless we make room for change and do the active work of contributing to that change. This is America. It is a country desperately divided and desperately flawed. The future of this country is uncertain, but it is not hopeless. I am ready to fight for that future, no matter what it holds. So many of us are. I hope everyone attending this event tonight is ready too. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Corundi Williams, Executive Director of Repower and proud board member of Family Values at Work. Our two organizations have a lot in common, including the belief that ordinary people can become extraordinary leaders, leading the changes we want to see in our communities around this nation. Thank you for joining us for the 2020 GameChangers Award. It is so exciting to see us highlight and celebrate these extraordinary leaders who are making progress on behalf of working families. Here's something we all know. Building grassroots power and winning on behalf of working people takes time and resources. That is why I'm here. I'm here to ask you to give, to continue to support this work so we can win on behalf of working people. It's easy. Just follow the text to give message on your screen. Let us continue to fight. Let us continue to win and build for working people around this country. Thank you.
An open door, a broken levee. I watch it pour out all your kindness, generosity, and health. All your love and care that you've been spreading everywhere. Won't you save a little sliver for yourself? If your well is dry, how will you survive? Gotta fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up, fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up.
Tired smiling, tired eyes, tired of the little lies that you tell them when they ask you how you are. Show them happy, show them strong, show them you can get along. You don't need nobody digging at your scars. If the well is dry, how will you survive? Let's fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up. It's worth it, I promise. It's worth it, I promise. You're worth it. It's worth it, I promise. It's worth it, I promise. You're worth it. It's worth it, I promise. It's worth it, I promise. You're worth it.
You ain't gonna drown, let the rain
It's
come
worth
down.
it, I promise. It's worth it, I promise. You're worth it. This drought has left you dry, but I swear you will survive if you let us fill you up.
Fill it up, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Tell me what you need, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. Fill it up, fill it up. And tell me what you need, fill it up.